Thank you, Roger Goodell, and thank you, NFL. Something that I never thought I would find myself saying. I'm Mitchell Renz, host of the Raiders Report, and coming up here on today's show is Roger Goodell trying to help Tom Brady find that next Raiders head coach. I know this, Chicago Bear fans are very, very upset, and I know that Tom Brady gives us a major advantage. We're going to talk about all of that here on today's show. So, is Roger Goodell helping the Raiders? For those of you that do not know, TB12 is calling the Detroit Lions and Washington Commanders game on Saturday. It's a big playoff game. I'm excited for it. Chugs is excited for it. Everybody here at Chat Sports is excited for it. The reason why this is interesting, for obvious reasons, is because with Brady being the main focal point and basically being the biggest guy in Mark Davis's ear with the Raiders head coaching search, with Brady being able to be that up close and personal with somebody like Ben Johnson, that's an awesome opportunity. Brady also gets that extra opportunity to potentially talk to Ben Johnson on Saturday. And you know what? Nobody else gets that type of closeness like Brady gets because of his deal with Fox, which is 11 years, $284 million. That's a lot of money. If you don't already know, though, I'm going to be live for this NFC divisional matchup. I can't wait because I was sitting there going, I don't know if I'm going to go live for another playoff game. You already know I'm going to be live for Houston up against the Kansas City Chiefs. This game's the same day. So you know what I said? I'd go, why not watch an up-close personal thing of Ben Johnson? So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure those notifications are turned on. Not only am I going to be watching Ben Johnson, so is Tom Brady. However, I do think that this is important to know because I saw a lot of information circulating around IG, circulating around Twitter, and as always, you can follow me on IG and Twitter at MitchellRentz365. But Tom Brady isn't allowed to be in production meetings with players or coaches. So a lot of times, for Brady, he's able to be in those production or not for Brady, for other people that are calling games, they're allowed to be in those meetings. However, because Tom Brady is a partial owner of the Las Vegas Raiders, one of the stipulations for him was that he wasn't allowed to be in those production meetings. So hypothetically saying, look at the game from a few days ago. They were talking about Terry McLaurin in a certain matchup, and because the announcer knew that, because they were in the player-coaches meetings, Brady isn't allowed to get that inside scoop. Also, Ben Johnson can talk to Brady on the field during game day. So he's not allowed to sit there with Ben and talk to him about the X's and O's in the production meeting. But on game day, on Saturday, when Ben Johnson's going to be out there on the field, when Johnson's, as soon as he walks out there onto that whole facility, Brady can go over to him, and he can pick his brain. He can talk to him. And I don't know what he's going to say. You don't know what he's going to say. But if Ben Johnson took the interview, and it's been very well reported by Albert Breer, by multiple people out there, that Johnson was not going to take this interview with the Raiders. In fact, he was really only looking at 3 jobs. But because of Tom Brady, he took that interview. So you're telling me you don't think that Ben Johnson's going to want to go talk to Tom Brady, somebody that could be his future employer? This is Brady's first postseason game. I'm excited to see how he ends up breaking it down. But overall, man, oh man, oh man. The fact that Roger Goodell put Tom Brady with the Detroit Lions, with Ben Johnson. I know we always say that the NFL is trying to screw over the Raiders, but also we know Roger Goodell loves Tom Brady because Tom Brady means money. Are we finally about to start reaping some of the benefits here of having Tom Brady as an owner? I think you're already seeing a little bit how much of an advantage it is having TB12 in the Raiders circle. So coming up here on the show, this is a big win for the Raiders. I really do. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to tell you why having Tom Brady, why having Brady call this game, especially for Johnson, is a big old dub for the Silver and Black. Before I get into why it's a big win, I got to give a shout out to Game Time. I feel like every time I use Game Time, I come away winning. Whether you're trying to go watch a football game, maybe you're trying to watch a basketball game, baseball, a lot of different events, especially out there in Vegas. Maybe it's a comedy event. Maybe it is a show. Game Time is focused on bringing people together in 2025 and creating lasting memories. I always say, you might not remember the score, but you're always going to have those memories. That's why I love going to sporting events. That's why I love Game Time. Game Time has new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for live events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. What I love most about Game Time They're going to get that lowest price guaranteed on any ticket to any event. All-in pricing so you don't get slapped with crazy fees at checkout. And flash deals so you can get even cheaper tickets the closer you wait to game time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account. Use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply again. Create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. And if you're wondering what time is it, it's game time. It also might be time for Bears fans to wipe those tears because I really think we might be getting Ben Johnson, and this Saturday might be the little bit of the cherry on top. So coming up here, let's talk about why having a guy like Brady being able to do what he's going to be able to do this weekend is a big win for the Las Vegas Raiders. The first reason of why it's a win in terms of Brady covering the Lions, covering the Washington Commanders game, which, by the way, I am stoked to see this one because obviously the Raiders were interested in Jaden. Obviously the Raiders were interested in Cliff Kingsbury. And we always sit back and we go, well, what if? You know, I'm kind of like that Raider fan where I'm so crazy and I go, if Ben Johnson's able to beat Cliff Kingsbury and Jaden Daniels, maybe we already know what the what if is of, hey, Ben Johnson's better. I know, it's crazy, but that's where we're at. So the first thing of why it's good is you get extra Ben Johnson time. And I think everybody right here, click that like button. If you get a little extra BJ time, we're all in on that, right? But the fact that you are able to get there and talk to him on that sideline just to pick his brain a little bit more, because Johnson, he's not going to talk to anybody else until the end of the playoffs for the Detroit Lions. That is huge. For Brady also, he's going to get time to talk to players on the field. Again, you can't go in that production meeting to talk to coaches and players, but when you're on the field, you get to talk to them. And here's the thing. Every person that is on that field, guarantee you, every person that walks into that stadium, Lions, Washington, the number one most famous person, I don't care what anybody says, is Tom Brady. Every player wants to talk to Brady. And if I'm Brady, I'm going up to all these Lions guys going, what do you think about Ben? What do you think about Ben? How do you think about Ben? I don't know if any player is going to admit maybe after the game, but I'm telling you right now, Brady is going to go around talking to players about little X's and O's things, what he thinks about certain situations. He might not totally tip his cap just going, would you hire Ben Johnson? But he's going to ask the right questions, and a lot of other people can't get in those doors, like the Bears, like the Jags, like all these other teams, because they're not working with Fox. Let's go to another one here. You get to watch them up close and personal. You know, you can watch all the tape you want. You can turn on the TV. You can watch it at home like a lot of people. But when you have the ability to do things where you watch them in person, you watch them on TV, you turn on the tape, and when all three of those things kind of link up to everything that you're seeing, it makes you feel a little bit more confident. And if I'm Tom Brady, if you're listening to the game, I'm telling you this, watch and listen to Brady because he's not good at being able to hide sometime his fandom from time to time. He's going to be excited, and he's going to be speaking up very, very highly of Ben Johnson. I know I would if I want him to be our head coach. Let's go to another one here. Only the Raiders get this advantage. Whether you're looking at life, whether you're looking at in the NFL, if you can find a competitive advantage, why would you not take advantage of it? So the fact that the Raiders are the only team that gets this opportunity, thank you, Roger Goodell. I mean, they could have put us on any other game this week. They could have put us on any other game. But what's the number one person that we want? We want Ben Johnson. So what does Roger Goodell do? Puts Tom Brady on that game. And then the last one is this, and it's not a secret. We know Roger Goodell loves Tom Brady, just like we know Roger Goodell loves Patrick Mahomes. Why would you not love the face of your league? He's the owner. Operation Goodell knows the most important person for the NFL for success long term is Patrick Mahomes. But think about how many years of all the calls, of everything going in the right direction of New England. And a lot of it was because of Tom Brady. And I know that there's a lot of beef between Al and Goodell, the NFL against the Raiders. If there's one thing that Brady, I do think, is really going to be able to help us with, it's kind of ease that relationship with Goodell. Because if you get the NFL on your side, I don't care what anybody says, it can really help you be successful going forward. So one of the things I figured I would do is because I was getting a lot of comments on videos like, yo, bro, you better go tell your Bears guy to calm it down a little bit. So then I talked to our Bears guy here at Chat Sports. His name's Harrison Graham, and he also made a video, and it was titled, "The NFL is Screwing the Chicago Bears," because he's pissed, and a lot of Bears fans are upset that Brady kind of gets this inside track to Ben Johnson when Chicago doesn't get it. So I asked Harrison, I go, why are you mad? Why are Bears fans so angry? And he's like, because he knows that Brady's leading that Raiders head coach search. And everybody knows that Brady right now wants Ben Johnson. He's the front runner. So the fact that you got him calling the game, the fact that you get that on-field, connection, and the fact that the Bears can't do it, he's saying that the NFL should not allow it. Hate to break it to you. It happens all the time in life, happens all the time in the NFL. Roger Goodell's going to do what Roger Goodell wants to do. And the fact that Roger Goodell did this tells me that Roger Goodell is trying to help out Tom Brady get this relationship with Ben Johnson. Because if Johnson goes to the Raiders and that division's even better with all those coaches, Las Vegas is really, really good for the NFL. And again, Roger Goodell knows that. So here's the one thing that I want you guys to do before you leave today's video. Our Bears guy put out this video. This video is in the comments. It's in the description of today's show. And all I want you to do, obviously you can go spam Raiders, which I know already you guys are going to do. But I also want you to spam Go Cry about it. Because as far as I'm concerned, all I care about is the Raiders. All I care about is us getting Ben Johnson, and there's nothing that would make me happier than the Raiders getting Ben Johnson. So you know what? Y'all can cry about it. Now, I will say this. Before I end today's show, I did want to bring this up because Jonathan Jones of CBS has been very spot on with a lot of news around the Raiders head coaching search, and I thought that this was important, again, around Ben Johnson because if the Raiders want to get him, they've already interviewed him. They interviewed him on Friday, January 9th. And with a team like the Cowboys, they can't interview him now. So if you're the Raiders, and if the last person that Ben Johnson is going to talk to could be Tom Brady, that's an advantage. So as I reported last night on the NFL Today postgame show, Ben Johnson took all of his interviews over the weekend and then shut it down as the Lions prepare for the divisional round. I would not expect anything from him to change as he's solely focused on the postseason. So that means no more interviews for Ben Johnson. So the last conversation that he's ever going to have with somebody that can hire him is going to be this Saturday on the field. Tom Brady, Ben Johnson, BJ's in Vegas. Let's make it happen.